Apple is one of the largest tech companies in the world today. There are few people on Earth who haven't heard of their products in this day and age. It already has a massive influence on the world. The Apple of the future might have even more influence. The Apple of the future would not just be a tech company, but a lifestyle company. Already, it has products that influence so many spheres of our lives, from work, watching TV, working out, and even healthcare. But it has far greater visions for the future. Join us as we explore the Apple of the future. We will look at future products, their influence, and overall, what Apple wants for the future of humanity. Apple iPhone of the future. Let's just look at how far Apple iPhone has come in the last decade. We see exceptional growth in technology and capability. The iPhone went from a simple mobile device with a touchscreen and easy access to the internet to a mobile powerhouse that can work with things like mobile X-ray devices. The evolution in just the last decade is so substantial that it is tough to predict the future of the iPhone 10 years from now, let alone 30 years from now. Maybe the Apple iPhones of 2050 are just as powerful or even more powerful as a desktop computer these days. This is something not outside the realm of possibilities. Computers have become thousands of times faster in just a few decades. Combining this with developing technology like holograms, you could have a device that is directly out of Star Wars movies. Imagine carrying a smartphone so powerful that you can sit down anywhere and do really intensive renderings or simulations. And such possibilities are today seemed more likely than they would 10 years ago. And this is all speculation. Smartphones may be redundant in the near future, and we have moved to more sophisticated methods of communication, social interaction, and entertainment. Apple's future in AR and VR. Talking about more sophisticated methods of social interaction and entertainment, Apple has been in the news for making moves in the virtual reality and augmented reality sectors. Apple is now offering a new set of tools in the coming macOS Sierra software that will let developers connect VR headsets and create 3D and VR content. Apple is doing this to make sure that Apple's most dedicated class of users, these are creators, artists, and other professionals, have the tools it needs to create the content of the future. And this is just the beginning for Apple in the VR space. Last year in May, Apple acquired a company called NextVR, so we may see Apple VR devices in the near future. These VR devices won't just be for entertainment and creative purposes. These devices could help surgeons perform complicated surgeries. Similarly, engineers would use Apple's devices to virtually go inside big machines to look for cracks and other indications of failure. The possibilities are endless. According to a Bloomberg report, Apple plans to launch its first AR device soon, the Apple Glass. Apple Glass aims to bridge the gap between the real world and the digital one. And Apple wants to integrate the Apple Glass into our lives like they integrated Apple iPhones into our lives. And these technologies are just starting out right now. Just imagine how these technologies evolve and impact our lives 20, 30 years from now. But AR and VR aren't just where Apple will stop. In fact, Apple may have even grander plans for its future products. Brainwaves-controlled devices. Back in 2010, there was a pretty exciting gizmo on the market that worked with Apple's iPhone called X-Wave. It was basically a device that allowed you to control functions on your iPhone just using your brain. It consisted of a headset that the user would wear, and the headset would then connect to your iPhone via the X-Wave application. The X-Wave headset had a few sensors that pressed against the forehead of the user. The free X-Wave application would then show your brain's waves graphically on the iPhone screen. As you focus your mind on a task, the graphics change. A ball may move higher, for instance, or your state of relaxation may be indicated by changes in a pulsating color, which moves towards blue as you become more relaxed. The headset only cost $100, and it would connect to your iPhone via the headset jack, but it was a pretty mesmerizing experience, that your brain activity could not only be read, but also differentiated based on your mood. And this technology was possible just 11 years ago. Just imagine what we could achieve 10 years from now, 20 years from now. People are already working on making brain-computer interfaces that will allow us to control our devices using thought. Apple is a technology leader, and I can't imagine that Apple would not heavily invest in this technology to bring their own line of Apple devices that are controlled via thought. Such an innovation would be similar in scale to that of smartphones. It would totally revolutionize how humans interact with technology. A brain-controlled Apple device for your daily task would be so convenient. Just imagine walking down the sidewalk and you think about texting someone, and that text is already sent from the device in your pocket without you touching it. We are almost near that technology with things like Bluetooth headphones and voice assistants like Siri. But a brain-controlled device could totally change how we interact with technology. Apple could already be working on such a technology, and we might not even know. Ambient computing. Apple has also recently pitched their new home assistant device, the Apple HomePod. This is Apple's way of getting inside your home and the ambient computing market, similar to Amazon's Echo device. By establishing a permanent presence inside your home, Apple is planning to expand its ecosystem. In the future, Apple will use this to expand to an overall IoT house that works on Apple's infrastructure. Imagine you come to your home and your Apple Car is connected to your Apple Home device. It automatically opens the garage door for you. Then, when you enter the house, the lights are already on, and the heating or cooling has been turned on automatically to prepare for your arrival. These technologies are part of Tim Cook's plan for Apple for the next 10 years. But just imagine what these technologies could look like 30 years from now. Your Apple Watch realizes you have an important meeting tomorrow. It automatically prepares a good suit from your wardrobe using Apple's humanoid robots. The possibilities are endless if we look that far ahead. Apple Carbon Neutral. Apple has been very much focused on sustainability and reducing its carbon print for a long time now. When Apple announced its new campus building back in 2015, it promised that it would be based on green energy and sustainability. And they stuck with that promise when Apple Park opened in 2017. It had half the energy usage of a typical office building. It used renewable energy resources to offset its energy demands. Staying true to its sustainability goals, Apple has pledged that it will be entirely carbon neutral by 2030. By entire, they actually mean everything. This means everything they make and use will be made in a 100% carbon neutral way. Even their supply chains will be ultimately carbon neutral by 2030. In a press release, Apple CEO Tim Cook reaffirmed why Apple is setting these aggressive goals for itself. Businesses have a profound opportunity to help build a more sustainable future, one born from our common concern for the planet we share. Climate action can be the foundation for a new era of innovative potential, job creation, and durable economic growth. With our commitment to carbon neutrality, we hope to be a ripple in the pond that creates a much larger change. Apple's commitment to a sustainable future might also encourage other businesses and tech companies to follow suit. The Apple of the future just doesn't want to make products that positively impact people's lives. They want to create products that impact the Earth and the biosphere positively as well. Because no matter how you put it, the impending climate change disaster would be bad for business. And it is refreshing to see that Apple is paving the way for future companies to also hold themselves to higher levels of social responsibility. A change like this would also mean that Apple will have to rethink and recreate the entire process. This will foster a new age of innovation and technology, as not only Apple makes new and better products, but these products are also less harmful to the environment. Apple of the future will be on the cutting edge of new technologies like it is today. But not only that, the Apple of 2050 might even be doing things that we might not fully comprehend today. Products that work on the brain-to-computer interfaces that don't involve another form of input. Apple has already shown that they make robust enough products that can be sent into space. But most importantly, Apple has a very optimistic view of its future and the future of humanity. A future where sustainability is a core value, where products and services don't harmfully affect life on Earth as we know it. This is the Apple of the future we might see in 2050.